The Golden State Warriors might be struggling, but here on Golden State Warriors today, our coverage doesn't stop because this is what we do. We love talking shop, we love talking ball, and we love talking dubs. So if you want to stay in the know with all things Warriors, not just during the NBA season, but during the offseason as well, this is your spot. Hit that red subscribe button down below, and I want to challenge all of Dub Nation to get us to 28,000 subs by the end of the week. With that, let's dive into today's show. Is it time to panic with the Golden State Warriors? They're 2-6 in their last 8 games, not playing a good brand of basketball. You're watching Golden State Warriors today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Warriors earlier this week lost a huge lead against the Dallas Mavericks at the Chase Center, and then last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, they were blown out as Karl Anthony Towns went off for 39 points. And after the game, Steph Curry talked about Golden State's struggle, saying this: nights like tonight where you just don't play a good brand of basketball defensively to give yourself a chance to win on the road against the team that you allow to have life all night, you're not going to win in a lot of games when you play that way. And the Warriors have been playing this way over the last couple of weeks. And really, I've noticed a decline in Golden State going back to when Draymond Green got injured back in January. They haven't been the same team offensively or defensively, and the fluidity to the Warriors has not been there without the calling card and the leader for this team in Draymond Green. There have been lapses defensively that just don't happen when Draymond is on the floor, and even offensively. No, he doesn't light the league on fire with his offensive statistics, but what he does do a great job of is orchestrating the offense. He puts players in the correct positions where they're able to succeed. He's a very good passer as well. And the Warriors on both ends of the floor have really struggled. That's why they're one of the coldest teams in the NBA at 2-6 in their last 8 games. Another theme that we've been monitoring all throughout the year: the Warriors' inability to lock down very good bigs on the opposition. It's been a problem against DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns, and last night it was a problem against the Minnesota Timberwolves and Karl Anthony Towns. He went off because nobody could stop him. Kevon Looney started off one-on-one against Karl Anthony Towns, and then Steve Kerr tried to go with a smaller lineup with Otto Porter, Jonathan Kuminga against Cat. Nothing was a solution against one of the most gifted big men in the NBA. 39 points for Cat, in addition to 9 rebounds, 14 of 22 from the floor, as he was just cooking up and eating 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Now, the Warriors right now are 43-19 on the year. They're 6.5 games behind the Phoenix Suns for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And because they've been slipping and the Grizzlies have been streaking, Memphis is now a half game behind the Warriors. So Golden State is looking at it right in the mirror right now. They're in danger of losing that number 2 seed. You get that 3 spot in the West. You still get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, but obviously the 2 seed is better than the 3. Prior to the skid, over the last 8 games, the Warriors in the NBA, they ranked number 9 offensively and number 1 offensively. Number 9 offensively and number 1 defensively, During the skid, though, they have dropped down to number 21 offensively and number 22 defensively. So that right there is a pretty stark decline for Golden State during this losing streak. Are you concerned about the Warriors? That's really the biggest question that I have for Dub Nation on today's show. I want to hear from you. Be honest with me, sound off, and if you're frustrated, let this be your therapy session. Y for yes, N for no. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, just scroll on down and get your votes in. Anthony Slater does probably the best job among anybody covering the Warriors. He said this on The Athletic: the micro issues, meaning the small issues, are more pressing than the big issues. The front office opted against adding a backup big man during the trade and buyout periods. That burned the Warriors on Tuesday night. James Wiseman continues to trend closer to a return. He went through a full-speed 3-on-3 scrimmage at the Timberwolves practice facility on Monday that included Andre Iguodala, who also appears close. Wiseman was on the court before the game, moving well and teasing what he could be someday, because James Wiseman is an athletic big. He can bring a lot of potential to this Warriors team. We just don't know when he's going to come back. First, it was going to be in the fall. Then it was going to be in the winter. January, February, October before that. Now it's March. Is he finally going to make his return? The Warriors need him because they have been picked apart defensively by other big men. So what is your confidence level that the Warriors can still win the West? I'm not talking about them getting the number 1 seed, just winning the West in the playoffs. Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1, no confidence. 10, very confident. You let me know. And while you're down there, you see that big red button that says subscribe? Well, hit that. Do you want the best Warriors coverage on YouTube that's informative, entertaining, educational, and consistent? That solution, very, very simple. Just subscribe to the channel and join the Dub Nation family here at Chat Sports that is about to get to 28,000 subs. Can we get to 30K before the end of the year? I think we can, because this fan base is the best. From the Warriors struggling as a team to an individual who's really been struggling of late, that is Andrew Wiggins. And while the Warriors have gone downhill, so too has the game of Andrew Wiggins, who back a couple weeks ago made it to his first NBA All-Star game. Prior to that, he was very good. Really, since that, he hasn't been good. You take a look at the splits. First 47 games of the year, Andrew Wiggins, 18-plus points per game, more than 4 boards, 2 dimes, shot nearly 49% from the floor and 41.5% from long range. Last 8 games, while the Warriors have struggled to put together wins, Andrew Wiggins has struggled to put together baskets. 18 points per game down to 13.5. Less than 4 boards. Less than 3 dimes. The field goal percentage is down about 7 points to 41, and the 3-point percentage down more than 5 points to 36.2. Steph Curry has gone through his own shooting slumps, and he had this to say to Wiggs. He can get it in a lot of different ways, and we obviously need to figure it out. Talking about his recent cold streak, it's because of the sets we're calling, not getting him in the right position, or it could be if it's him needing to be more assertive and demanding the ball against certain matchups. I expect him to respond. And previously, while Wiggins was with the Minnesota Timberwolves, maybe he wouldn't be able to hop out of this bad shooting, sluggish slump. But now that he's in a very good culture, which is sustainable, it has very much stability. It has accountability. There is structure to what the Warriors do as an organization. Maybe Andrew Wiggins will be able to hop out of this shooting slump. So if Wiggins continues to struggle, then the Warriors will continue to struggle. And as the Warriors have continued to struggle, Andrew Wiggins has continued to struggle as well. I expect Wiggins to hop out of this. Getting Klay Thompson back at some point soon will help. Hopefully Draymond Green can join this basketball team soon. Hopefully, before the end of the year, we're going to be able to see James Wiseman so that we can really see the full semblance and the full roster construction for what the Warriors had envisioned prior to this year, and the glimpses that we've seen from this team earlier on this year and as recent as a couple of weeks ago when the Warriors had reeled off all of those wins in a row. Can Andrew Wiggins turn it around? That's my last question for the audience before we hop on out of here. T for turnaround, W for I'm still worried. Get those votes in, subscribe to the channel, and whether the Warriors are losing or winning, we have you covered with the best coverage here on the Dubs.